What's going on, everyone? This is Austin Doctor, and welcome back to another theory video. I know, you've been waiting for this. What happened to episode 12's one? You look. Look, it's in my back pocket, and I forgot about it. Okay? So, here's episode... This is going to be post-episode 15, because 16 is not coming out, actually, this week. So, I thought, might as well, let's get to the theories going, since we have a week of no Darling the Franxx. So, let's begin off with certain things that were confirmed. Very important things that were confirmed, sorry. Zero, 2, and Hiro knew each other when they were little, and they had their mind wiped. That was a theory that came true, and I was like, yeah, that's what I thought. And it was very interesting to see how that all played out, especially in episode 15. But, yeah, let's go on to the actual theories, because I know some of you were actually waiting for this. So, I'm going to be real. We all know they're alive. 0, 2, and the 9, and Hiro, especially, after that big hand went down. Because no way in hell they're going to put that much effort into making a new mech just for them to die. It would be pointless, and I don't think they can survive another backlash like they did with episode 14. Just being real. But, it just seems that if they do die off that fast, right after that wonderful scene, what was the whole entire point of that episode? I hope they don't pull another episode 14 because, as I said, they can't handle another episode 14. It'd be scary for them. But, now the giant, this is my theory about, like, the giant hand. It has to be, like, 02's mother or family, or one of the Colossasaurs that she knew when she was in that Grand Crevice by herself. And you're asking, how do you know that she was in the Grand Crevice? Well, the Grand Crevice seems to be this big place where they keep the Colossasaurs, or they lost the Colossasaurs. And we saw that in episode 1 when she was little. She was surrounded by a whole bunch of them. And we were greeted with that in I think the first, 10 minutes with that. It was like a flashback. If you paid attention, go to episode 1 and if you don't believe me. But, that giant hand could possibly be like how 02 her original form was? Question mark? I don't think that's true. That's going to be on the label as a crazy theory, but it kind of seems a bit interesting, I'm not going to lie, because thinking about it, all these Colossasaurs have like different shapes and sizes, and who says that one couldn't be like 02, the size of 02, or they can't be the size of a freaking mecha, or bigger. And as we saw, I'm not going to lie, I kind of love the little reference to Gurren Lagann with that big Colossasaur. They kind of looked like the battleship from Gurren Lagann, I forgot the guy's name. And they just one-shotted it. I was just like, they're a lot more powerful than we thought. And it was a cool thing to see a different type of Colossasaur. Especially, we've been seeing a lot of different Colossasaurs. And I can't wait to see more, honestly. Especially with all the ones that we saw with that flashback. And we actually might see it in episode 16. But, my theory about Hiro. I really think Hiro might be a normal human. The only normal human in the entire anime. While his team isn't. Because the thing that was weird is Dr. Franxx didn't feel the need to inject him with yellow blood cells. And if you don't know, I'm going to explain yellow blood cells to you. And a lot of people don't know this. We do have 2 primary blood cells, white and red. But we have a bunch more, and yellow blood cells is actually one of them. And it has to do with your bone growth. And going on to this other theory with, his Hiro and his squad. Hiro is a normal human because he didn't need that. And his squad has to be like clones, honestly. It would make sense because they need artificial kind of growth. They can't do it themselves because they don't have the supplies necessary for it. And Hiro is so free will because he has been born from someone. And he could be the last true human. And another theory with Hiro, he could be, well, now he's probably half Colossasaur, I'm going to be real, because it's just weird that he was able to have 02's blood without dying. And thinking about it, with a disease like what 02 has, not many people or kids survive it, and Hiro was the only exception, so I was like, oh, okay, that was interesting, but that's going to be labeled as a crazy theory. But moving on to more of the parasites in general, we saw the magma baby, and a lot of people, along with me, are starting to think maybe the magma babies are actually how the parasites were born and made, and the adults don't want to say anything. I'm thinking, that's entirely possible at this point, because there were so many questions that episode 15 brought up that I want answered, honestly, and I can't wait for more, and it's kind of cool to have this stuff actually finally show up. But, as I said, the clones theory or the magma baby theory is very interesting because it seems possible, because why are these kids, especially with the Squad 32's leader, he was having like brown hair the last time, now he was gray. And if you ever played like a Metal Gear Solid game, especially Metal Gear Solid 4, you saw how Snake progressively got extremely old fast, and it's starting to show that these kids are either injected with too much yellow blood cells or they're clones. And as I said, though, it's one of those things that are up in the air, and I kind of like the reference to that theory with clones, even though we haven't yet to actually come up with any in reality. But that's another possible theory I've been thinking about. And my other theory with parasites is, as we saw with 02 and Hiro's theory, with their Franxx, Strelea, it transformed because they were united together, and they were happy to be together, and they were in love with it together. And who says this isn't possible for the rest of them? It seems that emotions are key to piloting a Franxx. And it's kind of, I get that's actually referencing a lot of the older mechas with certain ones, but I kind of like it, and that could be a possible. We could see Ichigo and Goro actually fall in love, even though poor Gobro, man. Poor Gobro. That man's such a hero, but he never gets what he deserves. Never. Rest her fallen brother. But, yeah. That's a possible theory I've been thinking about, too. Now, going to Dr. Franxx. I feel with his half of his face being, like, covered in metal, he could have tested himself with, trying to become a Colossasaurus so he can be the efficient pilot, the best pilot possible. Or he could be, a actual Colossasaur like 02, and he wants to hide that from everyone. I know Nick actually said that. But it's very interesting to see what... I want to learn a little more why, Dr. Franxx has that half on his face. Like, it's very interesting, especially with the horn. And going to the 9, my theories with them, especially with the guys able to be the pistols, they have to have 02's, like, blood or something, or some Colossasaur's blood. And then it was their experiments, and quite honest, it's very interesting to see how well they perform. And I'm going to be honest, I think 02 is a lot better piloting them, because she is the original source code, basically, and they're just clones of, their genetics are clones of what 02's are. And it's very interesting to see that happen. And a possible theory is maybe, Mitsuru could ride with Hiro, as we saw with Pistol as a guy, and maybe Mitsuru was supposed to be originally the actual 9, like them. He was able to actually pilot with the other guys. And we don't know how efficient this is yet, but I'd like to see it. I'm not going to lie, I'd like to see how well everything would go. But going on to, like, the fathers or the papas, my theories are, I don't think they're even human. I think they're actually probably Colossasaur, because my friend brought up a good point. They are really big compared to everyone else. When you put them against Dr. Franxx, they're like huge, monstrous people. And maybe we have these other Colossasaurs that are going against these Colossasaurs, that these Colossasaurs don't even want to do anything to us, but they're attacking them. And that brings up the question, are they actually, I don't know why I keep saying, but are they on the great side? And this possibly could lead to another story arc that could lead to another season. And going on to some more theories, I know this is very out there, but could we possibly see a season 2 of Darling and the Franxx? Especially with how much, there's still so much to be told within 9 episodes, and it's going to be kind of hard because I want to know a lot more about that universe, and it's very intriguing. But there's just things that keep coming up, and we need to know, basically. And I hope we get to see more and learn a little more, but I hope they don't rush it. That's the one thing I really hope. And it seems that taking this day or week off, I think it is Golden Week actually in Japan. That's why they probably are, and they're doing they're not taking the week off necessarily. They're doing a special and having interviews, but still, nonetheless, the animators don't have to do much, and it begs the question: what are they really doing? Are they making something new? Are they planning something new? This is all speculation. All this stuff is theories, but I don't think a season 2 is too far out there until we see the ending. But for right now, I feel that we might get another season. Don't quote me on it, but it seems that they have a lot left that I don't think they could cover in 9 episodes correctly. But we'll all see towards that. But going on to my final crazy theory. I know some of you are actually waiting for this. Hiro's actual father is probably Dr. Franxx. It wouldn't surprise me, because it would start to make a lot of things make sense that he is able to take in Zero Two's blood. And as I said, I don't know if we have actually seen it, but I don't think any normal person can take in Colossus or blood like that. It's damaging to the person. But as I said, guys, these are my theories. What are your theories? I know some of them actually, I kind of took some of your theories, like few of them, because they're really good and I wanted to talk about them. I do thank my Discord for actually coming up with some of these, and we're debating about it. As I said, what are your theories? What do you think of these theories? Can you wait until episode 16, even though it's 2 weeks away from us? As always, guys, have a wonderful day, and this is Austin Doctor signing out. Peace.